In a couple of years, you will realize he was cheap. Little did he know it, but within just a few months of leaping to the defense of the then world's most expensive player Paul Pogba, Jose Mourinho's prophecy has already come true. Neymar's £199 million move to PSG, a price tag so huge it looks out of place without several exclamation marks following it, has doubled the previous record and raised eyebrows even in a world where 7 zeros has become the norm. But it remains to be seen if Neymar's move will come to represent the nadir of modern football's excess, the final straw that breaks the camel's back, or like Pogba before him, look like better value every day that the transfer market continues to spiral further out of control. Andres Iniesta certainly seems to think it is the latter. I do not think €200 million or €300 million will be more beneficial for Barcelona than having Neymar. He is one of the best players in the world and I always want the best players in my team. If the Brazilian is worth that much to a team that can boast Lionel Messi and a plethora of other superstars, how much is he worth to a team without such a star-studded roster? For PSG, their latest signings worth far exceeds the money they have spent, or even what he can deliver on the pitch. Neymar's number 11 shirt was the 6th highest seller globally last year, while no PSG player made the top 20. He is fast becoming the most marketable player on the planet, and will surely assume that title undisputedly when Cristiano Ronaldo eventually retires. This summer he has made huge strides to develop his brand, and grasp of English, even further. There was a trip to Los Angeles where he watched the NBA Finals alongside the likes of Rihanna and Lewis Hamilton, and even an appearance on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, before he took a detour from Barcelona's preseason training camp to FaceTime Jackie Chan in China. From the West Coast to the Far East, he is becoming a household name. According to Forbes, Neymar is currently the only football player to earn more money off the pitch than on it. Incredibly, 61% of his income comes from endorsements. Admittedly, that percentage will drop now he is earning a reported £26.8 million a year after tax in Paris, which is almost double Ronaldo's 36% and Messi's 34%. He is the face of Nike, Gillette, Panasonic and Beats by Dre, and is the only footballer to have his own custom Air Jordans. He is an absolute titan on social media too. His 78.7 meters followers on Instagram, 58.9 meters on Facebook and 30.8 meters on Twitter give him a total social following of 168.4 meters, second only to Ronaldo among all sports stars. The club he has just joined only has 43.1 meters followers across all their social channels, minus 74% less than Neymar himself. When we paid that amount for Paul Pogba, I said that he was not expensive. Expensive are the ones that get to a certain level without a certain quality. I think Neymar is going to happen the same as Pogba. For £200 million I don't think he is expensive. But I think he is expensive in the fact that now you are going to have more players at £100 million, you are going to have more players at £80 million and more players at £60 million. I think that's the problem. Neymar is one of the best players in the world. Commercially he is very strong and for sure PSG thought about it. So I think the problem is not Neymar, I think the problem is the consequences of Neymar. Neymar not only exposes PSG to a far larger audience, he legitimizes them, an objective at the very heart of the Qatar Investment Authority's business strategy, whether in sport or property, particularly at a time of regional political unrest. Of course, in order for the move to be a true success, and to dispel the idea that he has taken a step backwards in pure footballing terms, he must bring fireworks on the pitch too. A huge motivating factor behind Neymar's decision to ditch Barca has been his desire to escape Messi's shadow and become the talisman his talent merits. The 25-year-old is a thrilling footballer to watch, marrying together a perfect blend of ruthlessness and fun, capable of moments of superhuman skill and flair. But at Camp Nou he was Messi's wingman, quite literally, asked to hug the touchline and create space for the Argentine, not dissimilarly to how Alexis Sanchez was wasted at Barca, before exploding into life at Arsenal. Now he has the opportunity to etch out his own personal legacy, even if PSG does not quite boast the grandeur of other clubs where all-time greats have made their biggest impressions: Messi and Barcelona, Ronaldo and Real Madrid, Diego Maradona, and Napoli, Pelé and Santos. Neymar and PSG does not quite have the same ring to it yet. Ironically, another Brazilian great whose skill was likewise forged to the beat of the samba drum had to leave PSG and join Barcelona to receive the limelight Neymar craves. He doesn't often get the credit he deserves for ushering in Barca's era of dominance. But Ronaldinho's arrival galvanized a club that had been trophyless for 4 seasons and brought a first Champions League title in 14 years. This is a player who embarrassed Chelsea with an impudent outside-of-the-boot finish, received a standing ovation from the home crowd at the Bernabeu and won back-to-back FIFA World Player of the Year awards in the years immediately preceding his move. Now Neymar must follow suit, dragging Le Parisien to their first ever Champions League title, and even winning the Ballon d'Or along the way, are the accomplishments that turn good players into great players, and great players into legends. But it is also that global stage that Neymar must thrive on if he is to truly justify his move, with League One still very much considered a second-tier league. And for good reason. Read more. Salah and Matic make up All-Star 11 that could have been signed for the £198 million Neymar fee. The two Manchester clubs have spent more this summer than the entire French top flight combined, and while Monaco may have created the illusion of competitiveness last season, they have been plundered during the off-season. Timur Bakayoko joined Premier League champions Chelsea, while Benjamin Mendy and Bernardo Silva were wooed by Pep Guardiola. At most, Monaco will only hang on to Kylian Mbappé for one more season. PSG will, once again, be runaway favourites, especially after flexing their financial muscles to sign Neymar and resisting Barca's own efforts to lure Marco Verratti to Camp Nou. They are operating on a different playing field to everyone else in France, and perhaps now everyone else in Europe too. For the past decade, clubs owned by Russian oligarchs and oil-rich royal families from the Middle East have threatened to overthrow the established order of Europe's traditional giants, but never in as overt a manner this, never before snatching a global superstar in his prime years, and with massive resale potential, away from a club as storied and powerful as Barcelona. It has been a chastening experience for the Catalan club, and, according to L'Équipe, has even seen them reach out to other members of the established order to form an anti-PSG alliance. UEFA, with a little prod from Barca, will look into the deal closely, especially if rumours of Neymar being handed an ambassador contract for the 2022 World Cup worth the exact amount of his buyout clause to circumvent FFP rules are true. Barca president Josep Maria Bartomeu has even warned other members of the old G14, the group of Europe's elite clubs who banded together from 2000 to 2008 as a counter-voice to UEFA and FIFA, that the transfer could send an already volatile market into the stratosphere. But that is happening regardless. A recent study has claimed that, in 10 years' time, the average Premier League transfer fee will be more than £50 million, and, by 2027, the £89 million United paid for Pogba would equate to £415 million for a player of similar ilk. In those terms, Neymar's £198 million starts to feel like a drop in the ocean. PSG have signed a player that can change the footballing landscape and propel the club to greatness, finally achieving the status they have long sought. Much as the £80 million real paid for Ronaldo now seems like a bargain at twice the price, Neymar's value to PSG, and the transformative effect he will have, cannot be measured in money alone. The French giants have lured the heir to Messi and Ronaldo's throne to Paris, and now hold the keys to the kingdom.